Hey guys, welcome to our Tuesday work-in. It's Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's only Tuesday. So to get started, I am going to wait for a couple people just to trickle in here. But if you are joining us live, or it doesn't really matter when you're joining us, if you can grab a dowel type thing, so a broom handle will work great. You might want to brush off the broom before you use it. Other than that, you're going to need a book bag that has about 20 to 30 pounds-ish in it. If you also want to throw like a towel or something in there just to kind of make everything dispersed in there. It'll make it a little easier for lifting. Like I said, you guys need a dowel or some type of broom or a really long stick if you live out in the woods. And a bag with some weight in it, preferably around 20 or 30 pounds. If you want heavier, that's great. If you decide that you need a little less weight, pop some stuff out of there. Definitely need some water and get some good music going. That's what you need for today. All right, so I'm going to go over a disclaimer before we start today. So in response to COVID-19, PSP is offering virtual fitness classes to the Canadian Armed Forces members. And by using social media platforms, the virtual fitness classes tailored to the Canadian Armed Forces personnel become available to all. Participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members recognize and acknowledge that their age, health status, and physical fitness levels are completely unknown. It is entirely up to each individual to assess their ability to participate in this class. Since it is preferable to consult your physician before trying any type of exercise program, we invite all participants who are not CAF members to consult the Get Active questionnaire of the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document, which is right below. If you experience any type of pain or difficulty during this exercise program, please stop immediately and do consult a healthcare provider. If you are a CAF member and you sustain an injury, don't forget to fill out a CF98. Awesome, guys. All right, so again, what you need is just trying to find my lesson plan here, a towel or a broom or some type of dowel type thing. Again, if you are using a broom, you might want to wash it off first, just hit it against the deck a couple times. Other than that, we need a bag with about 20 to 30 pounds, preferably something that some type of weight that you can take in and out, just in case you do want something heavier or lighter. And today is force performance. All right, guys, so get that music going. All right, so to start off, we're gonna do a little warm up. It's gonna be 3 rounds, 3 exercises. So if you want to place something on the ground, our first exercise is going to be toe taps. So what that looks like is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to take your toe and tap that bag or whatever else you're using. But we're going to put a little hop in our skip. Awesome. After that, we're going to drop down and do 5 push-ups. So in that high plank position, try to keep your elbows in as close to your body as possible. Down, chest almost down to the ground, right back up. If that's too hard, drop it down onto the knees. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want a little bit of a challenge, do a hand release push-up. So drop your hands completely, then right back up into it. Then, lastly, we just have some lunges, okay? So hands on your hips or on the back of your head. If you want to pretend like you're macho, we're going to take a big step out. Back leg goes down to the ground, front leg 90 degree. Switch sides. Awesome, guys. All right, so like I said, 3 rounds. We're going to be doing 30 toe taps, 5 push-ups, and then 10 lunges or 5 on each leg. All right, guys, we're going to start up at the top in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Kind of kicking my bag around. Ooh. All right, guys, now hand on the ground, do our push-ups, and go for 5. Let's go. Keep those elbows nice and tucked. And 1 more. Perfect. And up into lunges. Hands on the hips, foot back of the head. Bring it back to center. Opposite leg. Excellent, guys. This first round is going to be a little bit slower than the other 2. Just trying to build our heart rate up gradually. And I lost track of how many we did. We'll do 1 more each side. Excellent. Back into those toe taps. Going for 30 or 15 each side. Keep it up, guys. Perfect. Down to the ground. Let's go. Going for 5. 2 more each side. And last ones. Perfect toe taps, let's go 30. Keep kicking my bag everywhere, I don't know what's up with that. All right, down into those push-ups. Let's go. Last one. Perfect. And last round of lunges. Matt's making some weird noises here. I think the humidity's making it pop up a little. And 1 more each side, guys. Perfect. All right, that was your workout for today. I'm just kidding. All right, guys, so this is where we're gonna grab that dowel, or again, a broomstick, or a long stick, whatever you have at home. So now what I want you to do is you're gonna grab it pretty far away from each other. Go to about the outer limits of that broom, or whatever else you use it. First, I want you to bring it just above your head, bring it back down. We're just gonna do 4 or 5 here. Again, we're bringing it just above our head. Excellent. This time, again, watch your mobility, watch what feels comfortable for you. If there's any type of impingement or anything else like that, definitely stop this. So what we're gonna do is gonna bring it up and back. All right, so I'll show you guys side version what that looks like. It's just more or less doing a half circle here. We're gonna do 10. So that's 4, 5, halfway. Just warming our shoulders up, getting your back moving a little. Excellent, guys. And I think 1 more. I'm really bad for talking and losing count, sorry about that. Perfect. All right. So now, I want you to put this up on your shoulders. Grab as close to your shoulders as you can on that dowel. We're gonna do some good mornings. So, show you guys again inside what that looks like. You can keep your legs as straight as possible. If you need a little bit of a bend, that's okay. I want you looking about 6 feet ahead of you. You're gonna bend down, keep those hands, keep those legs nice and straight. Follow through, squeeze your bum a little at the top. Excellent, guys, squeeze those shoulder blades. We're going for 10 again. Perfect, guys. Just warming our legs and our lower back up. That's halfway, 3 more. Excellent, guys. And 2 more. Perfect. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of mock thrusters. Okay, so legs a little wider than hip width. Again, holding onto that bar. This time I want you to hold just a little bit wider than your shoulders. You're going to go down into a squats, bring those legs down to almost a 90-degree angle. Then as you extend, once you get to full extension of those legs, your arms going to go above your head. Bring those back down to your chest, down into that squat. We're going for 10. Excellent. Once those legs extend, arms start to expand. Arms bend, legs bend. Awesome, guys. That's 5, 6, almost there. Perfect. All right, we can pop that down beside us. Put mine up on the wall. All right. So now what we're going to do, move my bag so you guys can see, is we're going to go into a high plank. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. So we're doing high plank into a downward facing dog. So it's kind of a modification on an inchworm, okay? So high plank, squeeze those shoulder blades together, wrists underneath your shoulder blades. And then you're going to move your bum back, bring it up into that down dog position. Then back into the high plank. We're going to do 5. That's 2, 3, 4. 1 more, guys. And 5. Perfect. All right. And our last warm up. Why don't you take that right leg into a big exaggerated lunge. Keep that back leg hovering just above the ground. Keep your balance here. Both arms on the inside of that front leg. Take that inside hand. Reach up. Follow your arms, or follow your hand with your eyes. We're going to go for 5 on each side. That's 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. Bring it back to center. And leading with the left leg this time. Big exaggerated lunge. Drop that back leg almost down to the ground. Keep your balance. Inside hand, reaching up. Follow that hand with your eyes. Couple more here, guys. Perfect. All right. Should be nice and warm. Grab a quick drink if you need to. Excellent. Okay, so today's class is going to be made up of 3 separate AMRAPs. AMRAPs, not rats. No rats. All right, so each AMRAP is going to be 5 minutes. Okay, so an AMRAP stands for as many rounds as possible. Okay, like I said, this is a force performance class. So with AMRAPs, it makes it easy that if you do find that you are a bit more fit than me, that's okay, good on ya. But that way you're able to do more rounds, okay? So if you find that you are going faster than I am, that's fine. Do a couple more rounds than me. Likewise, if you feel that you do want to take it a little bit more slow, that's perfectly fine too. You're able to do less rounds than I'm doing, okay? That way, it's just, you can kind of, you get to choose which difficulty you're at, right? Okay, so, the first AMRAP is going to have, all the AMRAPs are going to have 3 exercises, okay? So like I said, there's about 20 or 30 pounds in here. Chuck whatever you want in there, rocks, textbooks, full milk jugs, whatever you want. Okay, so I'm going to move my plane. So the first one that we're going to do is a thruster. So we did that in our warm-up. So I want you to grab your bag, do a couple of these with me. So legs a little wider than hip width. You're going to hold your bag at your chest, bring it down into that squat as your legs extend. Lift the bag over top. Bend your arms back down, bend the legs. So eventually it's going to turn into a fluid movement. Okay? If you find that too difficult, give your bag a little hug into normal squats or drop the weight completely. Now the next one that we're doing is a Romanian deadlift. So it's more or less the top half of a normal deadlift. So I'll show you guys side angle. So again, we're holding our bag. My weight's shifting around in here. So what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze those shoulder blades, keep your legs as straight as you can. You're going to bend over again, looking about 6 feet ahead of you, till the bag is almost out of the ground. Finishing through with a little glute squeeze. So again, squeezing those shoulder blades, keeping those hamstrings nice and straight. Excellent, guys. All right, so if you find that too difficult, then you can grab the dowel that you were using before and perform the same movement with the dowel, okay? You're still working those hamstrings, just a little less intensity. If you want a little bit of a challenge, then what I want you to do is you can add some more weight, that works too. Or bring it down to the ground, bring it up just a few inches, then back down. So just kind of keep your lower back and your hamstrings fired up the whole time, okay? And the last one that we have is a row. I don't know why I put my bag down. That's fine. So we're going to do more or less the same position as our deadlift. It's going to be bent over, squeeze those shoulder blades, keep your legs as straight as possible. You're going to keep your elbows nice and tucked, bring it up almost to your chest. Nice, slow and roll back down. Again, looking about 6 feet ahead of you. So again, if you find that a bit too challenging with the weight, grab your dowel or add in more weight if you do want more of a challenge. Okay, guys. So those are 3 exercises. I'll stop talking and we'll get to it soon. So each exercise is going to have a 10 rep range, okay? So like I said, it's as many rounds as possible. You don't have to stay with me. Do as many as you want. I'm going to start my timer. So we're going to be going for 5 minutes. All right, and we're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Starting with those thrusters. Down into that squat, lift it up ahead. Excellent, guys. Try and keep your back nice and straight. So if you have a logo on your shirt, I want that to face the wall across me the whole time. This is 6, 7, go. Straight through. Ooh, what am I doing here? There we go. Again, 10 of each exercise, guys. Go at your own pace. We're going for 5 minutes. And one more here. Perfect. Then right into that row. Keep those elbows nice and tucked. Excellent. Back into our thrusters. Try to keep track of how many rounds you're doing. And of course, keep track of the reps that you're doing. Unless you want to give me a surprise, you can do that too. That's 5 for me. Keep it up, guys. Doing great. 3 minutes and 30 seconds in. We're killing it. Time's flying. And one more. Perfect. In those deadlifts, let's go. Excellent, guys. Looks like it might rain today. We need the rain after the weekend. So that'll be good. That's 5 here. Keep those shoulder blades nice and squeezed. Legs as straight as possible. And that's 10 for me. We're at the 3-minute mark. Let's go. Keep those elbows nice and tucked. Looking about 6 feet ahead of you. Almost there, guys. Woo. Starting to sweat here. Back into our thrusters. That's halfway. Take a break when you need to, or just go slower with your reps. Again, this workout is what you make it. If you want to push yourself to the limit, you definitely can. Or if you want to slow it down, you can do that as well. And have one more here. Perfect. And into those deadlifts, let's go. Perfect, guys. Keep it up. Should be sweating at this point. Heart rate's up. And just under 2 minutes to go. Keep pushing, guys. And that's 10. Into those rows. Nice and controlled. Keep those elbows tucked. Perfect. Back into the rows. I think this is my 4th round. Not really sure. Again, I talk too much, so I can't count as much as I want during my classes. Perfect, guys. You're killing it. Keep it up. Couple more here. Excellent. Deadlifts, just under a minute. Let's go. Try to get one more in here. Almost there, guys. Keep pushing, keep pushing. And into the rows. Keep those elbows tucked. All right, and time for one more thruster. Let's go. Finish hard, guys. About 10 seconds left. Get as many reps in as you can. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Let's go. All right. I'm gonna finish up my reps here. Awesome. Excellent job, guys. Awesome. All right. Grab a drink. I don't need one. I'm missing my fan right about now. I'm gonna have to get one. Bring it to work because it's hot down here. All right, guys. I'm just gonna see what you guys are saying. Thanks for joining, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hey there, Glenn. Hey, Kathleen. All right. So, the next, I don't need that water bottle anyways. All right. So, the next AMRAP that we're going to be doing is 2 exercises on the ground. Okay, we're giving our back a little bit of a rest. I know we just went pretty hard on it. So what we're going to be doing is a floor press. If you do need to take some weights out of your bag, definitely can. Like I said, it's mostly our arms this time. Well, with floor press it is. All right. So floor press, more or less a chest press, but from the floor. All right. So you're going to lay straight onto your back. Pop your heels on the floor as well. Really drive those in. They're going to help you out here. So again, I want you to keep your elbows as tucked to your side as you can. You're going to reach in that full extension right above you. Nice, slow and controlled back down until your elbows touch the floor. All right, if you find that too difficult, take some weight out, or again, do it with the dowel. Same exercise, just less intensity. If you want more of a challenge, do 1 rep up, 1 rep to the floor. So again, up, then to the floor. Okay, so it's just adding a little bit of intensity on those triceps, okay? Get rid of those bingo wings. Okay, the next one that we're gonna do is the glute bridge. So it's the exact same position. You're just gonna move your book bag onto your hips. If that's too uncomfortable, ditch it. We can just turn it into a normal glute bridge. So you're gonna drive those heels in, hips up to the sky, squeeze your glutes for a second or two, bring it back down. Okay, if that's too easy, pop one leg up, turn it into a single leg glute bridge. So keeping that leg up the whole time. And then perform half as many reps on each side to get to that full 10. All right, and then add in a little bit of cardio onto it. We're gonna jump up and we're gonna perform a squat jag. So, what that looks like is you start with your feet together. You know, one movement, pop those legs out, down into that squat, back together to the standing position. I know that sounds a little complicated, but I'll show you what that looks like, okay? Try it here with me. So again, out in, legs out, down into that squat, back together. Okay, if that's too much, pop it into a normal squat. Or if you want a little bit of a challenge, drop it into that pulse squat, okay? So down all the way, with your legs parallel with the ground, up a little bit, back down, okay? Keep those quads engaged the whole time. All right, guys, so those are 3 exercises. I'll stop talking and we'll get to it. All right, again, we're going for 5 minutes. Do as many rounds as you can. Keep track, and then if you want to comment how many rounds you got in for each AMRAP, that'd be awesome. Just trying to see where you guys are at. All right, guys, we're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So again, going for 10 with our floor press. Nice control, guys. Try to have both your arms going up at the same time. Keep that weight nice and sturdy. If you need to take a break and readjust your weight, definitely can do so. It moves around a lot. That's 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, right onto our hips and into our glute bridge. Hold it for a second up at the top. And then nice slow back down. Excellent, guys. That's about 5. Keep your head and your shoulders on the ground the whole time here. Again, if you want that challenge, raise that one leg and turn it into a single leg glute bridge. And one more here. Whew. Really working our glutes today. All right, into our squat jacks. Let's go. Again, going for 10. That's 5. And one more. Perfect. Grab that weight. Back down into our floor press. Again, going for 10. Keep those elbows tucked in. Head and shoulder on the ground. 3 more here. And right onto the hips. Again, squeeze the glute at the top for a second. Drive those heels in. Hips up as far as you can. If you want to add some more weight in, you definitely can. If you need to take some weight out, It's fine too. Couple more here, guys. And last one, perfect. Again, if you're ahead of me, that's completely fine. Just keep track of how many you're doing. And indoor squat checks, let's go. That's 5. Perfect. All right, 2.5 minutes in, guys. Halfway. Keep pushing. Starting to burn here a little. That's good. Heart rate's up. Sweating. Grab a drink if you need to. If not, keep pushing. A couple more here. Excellent. Popping onto those hips. And into our raises, or glute bridge. That's halfway. And last one. Perfect. Into the squat jacks. Less than 2 minutes to go. Let's push. That's halfway. Excellent. All right, 1.5 minutes. Let's go. Couple more here, almost there. Quads are still burning from those jacks. And glute bridge. Excellent, guys. Stay with me here. Probably have about a minute left. Try and get at least through one more round. Almost there, almost there. Keep pushing, don't stop. And squat jacks. How much? You got 45 seconds. Let's go. Keep pushing. Try and finish it strong, guys. Finish strong. That's halfway. All right. And floor press. 10 more. Keep going, keep going. Try and finish those glute bridge. Keep going, guys. Finish the exercise you're on. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. All right, grab a quick drink. And one more AMRAP left. One more AMRAP left. Excellent, guys. Thanks for staying with me. Staying strong. Again, if you want to pop in the comments how many AMRAPs you did complete during each round, definitely do so. All right. So, like I said, we're on our last AMRAP. Nice and sweaty. I'm thinking you guys are too. If you're not, well, I'm way less shape than I thought that I was. All right. So last one is we're going to be doing some lunges with the weight. So grab your book bag. And what I want you to do is just going to hold your bag at your chest. Okay, if you want to give it a little hug, you definitely can do that too. Squeeze your shoulder blades, nice proud chest the whole time. Dropping that front leg down to that 90. Ooh. Leg almost down to the ground. Back to center, opposite side. If you want a bit of a challenge, lift that bag above, okay? It's really important to keep those shoulder blades nice and squeezed and not to let them round, okay? So again, same movement. Just this time, we're engaging a bit more of our core and obviously our arms as well, okay? If that's too much, A-okay, drop the weight, just do regular old lunges, okay? Then we're gonna do some shoulder taps. I love shoulder taps, you probably noticed, and and glute so I incorporate them a lot in my programming. All right, so I'm going to drop down into that high plank position. Take that right hand, tap your left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder. If that's too much, drop it down onto your knees. Same movement, squeeze your bum, squeeze your core, squeeze your shoulder blades. Tap those shoulders. Excellent. All right, or if you do want a bit of a challenge, awesome, good for you. You can do some bear claw taps. So what that looks like is you're gonna be on your hands and knees, and you're gonna lift your knees up slightly, okay? Have your knees parallel with the ground. You look kind of funny, but that's okay. You're gonna keep your back as straight as possible. Stick your bum up, stick your shoulder blades up. Take that right hand, tap that left shoulder. Left hand, right shoulder. Try and stay as stationary as you can, okay? So really try to square those hips up with the ground. Again, squeeze your bum, squeeze your core, squeeze your shoulder blades, everything. Try to keep your body as engaged as you can. Okay, and what do we have left? Oh, overhead farmer carry. These is fun. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that bag, and just like I demoed with our lunges, you're gonna lift it over top, okay? Keep those elbows as close to your side as you can. We're gonna take nice and controlled steps, okay? We're gonna go for 10 steps. Then we're gonna turn around, let's hold the frame, okay, hold the frame. Then 10 back, okay, nice and controlled. All right, so if you need to drop some of the weight, that's completely fine. Or if you do need a little bit of modification, so you got something up with your shoulders, what you can do is either hold the bag on one side with your arms, shoulders back. So just turning it into a one-sided farmer carry. Or keep your arms tucked and more of a waiter carry, okay? So pretend like you're carrying a tray going forward. If you want to challenge, hold that one above your head. You can use your other hand, pop it on your arm, on your hip. Kind of keep balance. Again, nice, slow, and controlled. Whew, it's heavy. All right, so those are 3 exercises. This is our last AMRAP. I am sweating. So same as the last couple, we're going to be doing 10 lunges or 5 of each leg, again with that weight. Then we're going to be going into 10 shoulder taps, 20 altogether. I have 10 each side, and then 10 steps with that bag. Okay. This one's going to be a bit quicker, so you are going to get more rounds in for this AMRAP. Okay, especially if you do it speeded up, because it is our last one. So once you go all out on this one. All right. So we're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. All right. First up is lunges. 5 on each side. Over halfway, guys. Keep going. Awesome. Drop that weight. Down into our shoulder taps. Let's go. Halfway. Perfect. Then overhead farmer carry. Let's go 5 nice controlled steps. Then turn around, above turn if you want to. 5 steps. Perfect. Then back into our lunges. Let's go. Excellent, guys. Keep it up. Stay strong. This is our last one. Well, last AMRAP, not last round. I think this is 3. And last ones. Perfect. Drop that weight. 3.5 minutes. Keep it up, guys. We're doing good. Halfway. Excellent. And farmer carries. Let's go 5 steps. Ooh, motor the frame, sorry. Stay strong here. We're doing great. Back into lunges. That's 3. Glute's gonna be burning tomorrow, 2.5 minutes, we're halfway there, let's go. Halfway. Perfect, back into our carries. Just over 2 minutes. Keep pushing. Turn around and walk back, 5 nice steps. And lunges again. Let's go, a couple more rounds here. Keep pushing, guys. Drop the weight if you need to. Add more weight if you need to. And last ones. Perfect. 1.5 minutes to go. Woo, sweating. Let's go. Let's not play. And firm carries. 1 minute left. Let's go. All right, hand back. Perfect. And lunge. We keep going over the frame. Sorry about that, guys. Perfect, guys. This is 3. And 1 more each side. Perfect. All right, shoulder taps, let's go. And finish off strong. Let's go. Keep nice and controlled. Turn it around. Excellent, guys. All right. Grab a drink. Thanks again for joining me today, guys. It's Tuesday, or whichever day you guys are joining me on. And it looks like it might rain tomorrow. You kind of need it. Things are starting to open back up again, which is awesome. That being said, we still do need to be safe, right? Still follow the guidelines that are put in place. Wear masks, sanitize your hands lots, wash your hands lots, try not to touch everything. All right, guys. Take a couple little steps, wait for our heart rate to come down some. Whew. Hope you guys had a good workout. Like I said, pop in how many rounds you got. If you want to add up how many rounds you got all together, that'd be pretty cool. If not, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to do that either. All right. So we're going to start off with a runner's lunge, okay? So what that's going to look like is you're going to take that one leg, kind of like what we did for our warm-up with the world's greatest stretch. You're going to take that leg, big exaggerated lunge, drop that back leg down. I want you to take your hips and push them forward, okay? Feel the stretch starting up in our hip flexors, traveling down our quads, okay? You might feel it a little bit on the opposite back of the hip, so lower back area. And we're just going to hold this for about 15 seconds. Perfect, guys. And back up. Leading with the opposite leg this time. Again, big stretch. Drop that back leg. Really pulling on those hip flexors, traveling down into the quad. Moving your hips forward. Awesome, guys. All right, bring it back up. And I want you to take your right hand. I know I'm mirrored, so it always confuses me which way that you guys are facing me. So take the same hand that I'm lifting up, and you're gonna touch the back of your neck, grab that elbow, pull it back, okay? Stretching your tricep here. I'll show you guys what that looks like in the back. Some of my fingers are trying to run down my spine, okay? Show everyone your sweat. You worked hard to get it, so be proud of it. All right, switch sides again. Reach that hand up, over to the backbone, grab that elbow, pull back slightly. The further back you pull, the more of a stretch you are gonna feel. That being said, don't go crazy and pull it way back, all right? You don't want any injuries. Awesome, guys, keep it up. All right, so now what we're gonna do is you're gonna spread your legs as far as you can, that's comfortable. Now once you reach up to the sky, then you're gonna bend from the hips. Keep those legs nice and straight. Walk your hands as close to yourself as you can until you feel a nice pull starting up in your upper hamstring area, so the bottom of your glute, traveling all the way down to the back of your knee. Once you get down here, you probably want to spread your legs just a little bit wider to feel that bigger stretch. Perfect. All right, guys, walk it back up. Now we're gonna do some of my favorite. They're called trunk rotations. So you pop your hands on your hips, legs a little wider than hip width. Keep those shoulder blades nice and pushed together. You're gonna go over to the one side. Keep those legs nice and straight. All of the movement is coming from your hips. So doing big old circles. Extend back just a little. Excellent, guys. Again, squeeze those shoulder blades. Stick your bum out. Lean back. We're doing 3 on each side. Excellent. Switch directions. Oh, cracking. And last one. Excellent. All right. Bring it down to the ground. I want you to take your right leg. Again, this might be your left leg. Whichever leg is mirroring me. Take the inside of your heel, the inside of your thigh. What I want you to do though, is you're gonna take your toe and rotate it in slightly, so towards your midline, okay? Once it's there, I want you to try and reach for the side of your foot. So you're gonna feel this pull starting up in your groin area and traveling down the inside of your thigh, okay? There's a lot of hamstring work today, so make sure that we give them some loving. Perfect. All right, guys. Nice and slow to that one. Switch it over to the other side. Again, heel to the inside of that thigh. Rotate that toe slightly towards your midline. Grab the side of your foot. Went to the gym yesterday for the first time since the beginning of all of this. Lifted some barbells. It definitely felt weird. I'm super sore today for it. So this feels pretty good. Also hurts a lot, but it's feeling good. Perfect. All right, now we're gonna do a glute stretch. So I want you to pop that left leg straight out, take your other leg, fold it right over that knee, then I want you to give your knee a nice big hug, okay? The more that you pull that knee over to the opposite shoulder, the more of a stretch you are gonna feel. If you want just a bit more of an intense stretch, bend that bottom leg, okay? Turn yourself into a pretzel. Whew. This definitely intensifies it. If it's too much, don't do it, okay? I don't want you guys pushing past your comfort zone, okay? No injuries. Excellent, guys. Couple more seconds here. Excellent. Off the side, right leg straight, then the other leg over. Give yourself a nice big hug. Again, bring that knee over to the opposite side. If you want, you can tuck it underneath. Forgot about that part, sorry. Just trying to count how many seconds we're holding this. Excellent, guys. All right, now we're gonna do a couple of cat-cows. So, hop on your knees and arms, try to have your wrists right underneath your shoulders. So what you're gonna do is as you breathe in, you're arcing your back just like you're an angry cat, and as you breathe out, not really sure why they call this a cow. I don't know which cow stands like this, but we're putting a nice little bend in our back. So we're gonna breathe in and breathe out. We're gonna do 5, so that was 2, 3, 4, one more here, guys. 5. All right, so then from this position, I want you to bring your bum down to your heel, reach those fingers as far ahead as you can, down into child's pose. Perfect. All right, so that is what I have for you today. Thanks again so much. My hair's gonna be a huge mess here, sorry. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. And come back again tomorrow at 12 o'clock. I don't know why I had to think about that. It's 12 o'clock every day. But yeah, thanks so much for joining, guys. And like I said, if you did get injured, definitely either consult your healthcare professional or fill out a CF98. And I'm Maddie. I forgot to say that at the beginning. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.